Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really cool question. What if you could unlock the centuries of stories hidden inside an old building, just by pointing your phone at it? We're going to explore how new tech is totally changing the way we connect with the past, right in the palm of our hand.
Let's kick things off with a feeling I bet we've all had. It's that mix of awe and, let's be honest, a little bit of frustration when we stumble upon a piece of history out in the wild.
You know the feeling. You're looking at an old building, a forgotten monument, maybe some ancient ruins, and you can just feel it. There's a vibe. You know there are stories baked into those walls of people, of triumphs, of huge changes. It's like the place has a voice, but you can't quite make out what it's saying.
Yeah, all the juicy details, the context, the architectural style, why it's even important, all of that was usually just out of reach. It was either buried deep in some heavy guidebook or lost on page 5 of a confusing internet search. Well, that's all changing. We're going to explore a new solution to this very old problem.
Okay, so what exactly is this new solution? We're going to look at it through a really fascinating app called HistoryWise, which gives us a perfect window into this huge technological leap.
So, an AI historian. The core idea is super simple, but also incredibly powerful. The best way to think of it is like Shazam, but for buildings. It uses some seriously advanced computer vision, which means the AI has been trained on millions of images of different architectural styles. It's learned to recognize all the little patterns in arches, columns, materials that our eyes might miss. It basically turns your smartphone into an expert historical guide that you can carry in your pocket.
So how does this actually work when you're out and about? You might think it's some super complicated process, but the way it unlocks history is surprisingly simple.
It's literally as easy as 1, 2, 3. You snap a photo, the AI does its magic, analyzing the image, and then boom, in just a few seconds, you get the story. The history mystery is solved. But that last part, discovering the story, goes way, way deeper than just a name and a date.
You get a complete profile of the place. The AI doesn't just slap a label on it, it tells you if you're looking at a fort or a temple, the exact historical period it's from, the specific architectural style, and, this is the most important part, its cultural significance. Why does this place matter? It'll even break down the materials used to build it. It's a comprehensive download of knowledge, and it happens instantly.
And this isn't just for, the big famous landmarks that everyone knows. The AI is trained to recognize a huge variety of architectural heritage. We're talking grand palaces, ancient temples, massive forts, and even those cool local historical buildings you might walk past every single day. That makes it an incredibly versatile tool for any curious explorer.
But look, identifying a site is only useful if you can actually understand the information, right? True accessibility means breaking down language barriers, and the commitment to that goal is pretty wild. Just look at this number.
Over 90. The app provides information in more than 90 languages. That includes major global languages like Spanish and Hindi, regional African languages like Swahili and Yoruba, and get this, even constructed languages like Esperanto. That is a powerful statement. It's about making our shared history accessible to absolutely everyone.
And what happens when you're exploring way off the beaten path? Here's the killer feature. Every discovery you make is saved right to your phone. That means your personal history guide works even when you're totally off the grid, standing in some remote ruin with zero cell service. It's brilliant.
So, when you put it all together, a tool like this is so much more than just a neat gadget for your next vacation. It really represents a fundamental shift in how we learn about and discover our own history.
I mean, the difference is just stark. The old way involved heavy guidebooks, confusing web searches, language barriers, and big gaps in information. The new way, it's all about instant answers, rich detail, global understanding, and offline access. This has a massive impact, not just on how we travel, but on how we learn.
And this quote nails it. This is the big shift from passive to active learning. Instead of just reading about a place in a textbook, a student can be standing right in front of it, get the whole story, and engage with it directly. All of a sudden, learning becomes this super cool, interactive quest.
The potential here is huge. School field trips become these dynamic, tech-fueled explorations. It encourages students to go out and investigate the history in their own backyards. It's a fantastic bridge between technology and traditional education, and it supports every single kind of learner.
But beyond just our own personal learning, this kind of technology plays a vital role in a much larger, and you could argue more important mission. It's about protecting our collective memory.
Because when we make information this accessible, we're doing more than just satisfying our own curiosity. We actually become active participants in cultural preservation. Every photo that gets snapped helps to digitally document and safeguard our shared heritage for the future, creating a living record.
And this creates this powerful, virtuous cycle. The tech drives awareness, which builds public appreciation for these sites. That appreciation can then support heritage tourism, which in turn helps fund actual physical preservation. And all the while, a robust digital archive of our history is being built, one discovery at a time.
Ultimately, this technology is all about democratizing knowledge. It breaks down the barriers of language, of location, of access, and takes the rich, incredible tapestry of human history and puts it directly into the hands of anyone, anywhere. It's a totally new way for all of us to connect with our shared past.
So that leaves us with a really exciting thought. If we can now instantly unlock the story of any building, what's next? What other hidden parts of our world will technology help us see and understand? So the next time you walk past a piece of history, just remember, its story might be just a single tap away. Thanks for joining this explainer.